Good day, Anderson. This is Darla Couch with Anderson TV, and today we are here with a room full of wonderful people to do an exclusive interview about an upcoming event here in Anderson. It is Guns and Hoses, and it's at Hoosier Park, and we have the folks who are participating with us today, and that's the Madison County Police and Fire and Sheriff's Departments. Well, start back here.
Brad Compton, Elwood Fire Chief.
Mark Farr, Pelton Police Department Chief.
Jamie Burrows, Fire Chief, Chesterfield Union Township Fire Department.
Billy Ingalls, Police Chief, Chesterfield Police Department.
I'm Patty Kuhn with the Fire Rescue House.
Kristen Lennis with Hoosier Park Racing and Casino.
And Patty, we're going to start with you because this is a fundraiser for
Yes,
the
it
Fire
is.
Rescue House. So Patty, tell us a little bit about that.
Okay, well, we started the Fire Rescue House Foundation as a result of a fire that that occurred on New Year's Eve, 2008, and as a result of that fire, 2 very young children did not survive. And one of our firemen, Skip Ackerman, said at the time, he said, we need to do more for families than just put out fires. So he got a group of people together, and that's how we started. It all was because of volunteers and community support. So in 2009, we housed our first family, and since then we have housed 105 families. What we do is we house. Our purpose and mission is to house families who have been displaced from their homes as a result of a domestic fire. Sure. We give them 2 weeks of free lodging, food, gift certificates from some of our community support, and help them get their feet back on the ground, get their heads back together after the devastation that they've been through.
How do you raise funds? I know obviously we're having this phenomenal fundraiser at Hoosier Park, but
well, we have 3 basic fundraisers a year. The first one in the spring, we usually are at Texas Roadhouse, and we have all volunteers who are waiters and waitresses, and all tips go to the Fire Rescue House, which it's a lot of fun, and our novice waiters really do a wonderful job. And then we have the Guns and Hoses out at Hoosier Park, and then in another month we will have a golf outing. And so that's the bulk of our income. However, we totally survive on donations only.
you have volunteers as well, correct?
Oh, many volunteers who help us in many ways. With the Hoosier Park, we've got people who are coming in because we have certain things that we have to do, and with the waiters and waitresses, and then the golf outing. But on a day-to-day basis, we have about 4 or 5 volunteers that we depend on. 2 people, husband and wife team. They clean the homes after the victims have left, or the families have left, I should say. We have a lady who is an intake person. She's a volunteer. And then, of course, our board of directors, they volunteer. They get in and get their hands dirty, too, just like the rest of us.
Good. So if somebody wanted to volunteer, how could they get in touch with you?
Well, they can call us. My number is 621-8571, and our email address is firerescuehouse@comcast.net.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Okay. And you don't just have one house, correct?
We
You
have 2
multiple.
houses.
Okay.
We have 2 houses.
And where are those located?
They're both on West 3rd Street, just east of Madison Avenue.
Very good.
Yeah.
And Kristen, we're so glad you're here with us today from Hoosier Park. Tell us, I think this is the 8th year that Hoosier Park and Guns and Hoses has collaborated.
Yes. It's been a lot of fun. It's a great night at the races with all the guys and their families. It's a way for the community to interact with police and firemen without, some situation being a part of it. So it's a really good way for Hoosier Park to give back to the community that so supports us and our things. And so,
what other events do you guys hold that support the Anderson community?
we do so much. We have 4th grade field trips, and then we have a community night that follow up with that. So we invite all the 4th graders and their families to come back, which is a really big night. It was a surprise at how big it turned out to be.
That's wonderful.
So do a lot of things.
Good, yes, and we know and are aware of that and are so appreciative of Hoosier Park and the community. Guns and Hoses this year is set for when?
Next weekend, Saturday, July 28th at 5:30. And the great news is this year is everybody can come in through trackside. It's been opened up to the
Okay.
children. There's a couple sections that are still, 18 and above, but they can come in, they can eat at the restaurants. We'll have extra
Oh, great. Okay.
food there. I think we'll have Fazoli's inside, so it's a big deal that night.
Okay, so if you have your children, they can enter from which way?
They can come in at the gate at the south end. They can come in through
Okay.
the upstairs.
Okay,
It's all open now, so that's pretty exciting.
that is wonderful.
Yeah, it took a couple days to get used to, but
Yeah, very good.
it's
Well,
nothing to
that's
see kids wandering around now. So.
okay, that's good to know. I didn't realize that. And so at the event, there'll be different events for the kids as
Right.
well.
Every Saturday at Hoosier Park is Family Fun Night, and we have inflatables, different activities, face painting, entertainment at various events. So
And that's every Saturday
every
as well as
Saturday
at Guns and Hoses.
until it gets too cold.
Okay,
So
very good. I didn't realize that as
No.
well. That's wonderful. Very good. Okay, so let's talk about the different events. And I should mention that there's some animosity back here. We've had to separate these guys 3 or 4 times and pull them off each other. No, just kidding. Because this is a competitive event. And would someone like to tell me who won last year?
Well, if you could hand me the trophy, please.
Don't hurt yourself.
It's his first time touching
Yeah,
it.
this will be the first time he touched it. But currently, the police hold the trophy.
That's the rumor I heard.
Yeah, it's sitting over there near him. Was just
To rub it in.
to rub it in. Yes.
They've won one more year than us, but you would have thought they won all 8 years.
But the word is one, so we're good.
Yeah, last year I heard it came right down to the wire. It was a nail biter. So talk about some of the events that they host during Guns and Hoses, because just somebody who's watching, they might have no idea what you're talking about. So what are some of the competition events?
Well, we have a tug of war that unfortunately the police department round up anybody and everybody from Madison County. That is 300 plus.
Are you saying they're cheaters?
I'm just saying they're not cheaters. They're all great guys, but sometimes they stretch the rules just a little bit.
You're just mad that we stretched that rope.
We also have a bouncy horse race, which is pretty comical and fun to watch.
So let me get this straight. Firemen and policemen and women get on bouncy horses and race around a track?
Yes.
It's a
Yes.
straight shot, basically. It's just a
Oh,
straight way, yeah.
nice.
There's a lot of skill involved.
Is there
There
really?
really is. There really is. To the guys that do the bouncy horse, anybody that's coming out to the show needs to come watch that. It's comical and
Entertaining.
there's a lot of energy involved in that one.
So do you guys do practice rounds? Do you heats there at the firehouse and police department?
Well, we did an event at Hoosier Park a couple of weeks ago, and we noticed one of the firemen had one of the tricycles that they were practicing on. Unfortunately, the fire guys hold all of the toys to practice with, and us cops are left just to show up last minute.
But being the athletes that the police officers are, we show up ready and prepared for whatever competition. I mean, they could come up with something at the last second, and we'd be ready. So
Yeah, I mean, you guys are
the one that they
ready.
do the best at is the donut eating contest. So that's actually one of the events that night. So.
Okay, so the donut eating contest, my understanding is that's been the tiebreaker like 7 of the 8 years.
yeah, that's the rough one.
Yeah, most of the years the donut eating contest is the last event, and that's usually 2-2 going into that one. So.
Wow, okay.
Yeah.
And so what about the tricycles? Somebody mentioned tricycles. There's a tricycle race?
Yeah, we have tricycles, and it's kind of set up as a relay, and we ride in a circular deal there in front of the grandstand area, and it is quite comical as well to see grown police and firefighters on tricycles riding around in a circle.
That's a skill too. It's not as easy as it looks. I was one of the tricycle guys last year, and the tires on it are very slick, so you can't go too fast or you'll spin out. And we had a few collisions last year, but very competitive. It's a good time.
The firefighters had about a half-track lead on that, and then one of our guys spun out the very last lap, and the police took the event. So it was very frustrating.
We're not sure we're going to let that firefighter come back.
No,
Did he get fired? I heard he was off.
Yes, even his wife fired him that night. His wife said, "You are fired."
Yeah, so I was going to mention that fateful event that the fireman slid out, and I heard he was trying to drift on the tricycle, and it just didn't work.
I think he just went home after that. So,
What's your motivation for being a part of this event?
Well, as far as, we're talking about Fire Rescue House. We're talking
Sure.
about victims of fires. And you don't think that that's a police thing that we would be endorsing. But we definitely support it. It's a great program. It shows the brotherhood while we can sit
Right.
here and mess with each other. But we're all in it together. And for these families who need a bed after their house is burnt down,
Sure.
it's a big deal. And so it's a great program for Madison County.
And I'm glad that you all come together, even though you're as competitive as you are, to help this house and the fire rescue house and the victims of fire. So I can't think of a better thing to support. So.
It really is a great asset, and we thank Pam and Frank for what they do. And I'm going to jump on Mark's back about the police department. Everybody thinks maybe they're not as close to the fire side, but when we actually have a structure fire and someone loses everything they've owned, there is nothing better as a fireman and or a policeman to let them know we do have an answer, a place to them to go. And in most situations, the police departments are the ones dealing with those families until the fire is under control, and then the fire
Right.
chief comes and gets that information. So all the policemen in the county have a huge active role in house fires and helping console those victims of that on that day.
Right. So it's a team effort.
It is a team effort.
we had a lot of competition for this event, obviously for the fundraiser, but like they said, before and afterwards, we're all on the same team. We all respond to incidents together and back each other up. So,
And also shout out to the casino, Hoosier Park, because they are huge and they put a lot of work into this, and we're encouraging everyone to come out and watch and see the work. And there's a lot of work that they don't even see behind the scenes.
Oh, I bet.
We are very appreciative that what they do for the police and fire of Madison County. And it's just a great day, and the families are all welcome, and you see the police and the fire and their wives and husbands and kids, and it is really just a great deal. And I do want to finish one thing about this trophy. Jamie and I and some other fire chiefs in Madison County, we sat down 2 years ago. We had noticed that this thing was maybe going downhill a little because the policemen they weren't handling losing very well. So we decided last year as a group that it may be a good idea to let them have just 1 year to be in the lead. So, this year our plan, and I'd like for everyone to come out, we plan on leaving the police department in our shadow. So the fire department is going to win this year, and we are hoping that the police department is in the shadow of the fire department.
Billy, would you hold this? Because I did want to give out participation awards. There's one for you, and of course one for you. And these are police stickers, and you wear that proudly. Participation.
I'll wear it right now.
Yes, there you go. So, just want to make sure you had
we always have to
something.
represent our brothers because they get their feelings hurt so easily.
I want to make sure you came away with something.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome.
Oh, good grief.
This is just the beginning. This is the
And
beginning.
I think you're probably not going to want to miss this.
Very good. So again, date and time. Please come out. There's so many ways to participate. Every first responder gets free play from Hoosier Park just by showing your identification. And those who are not first responders can donate to the Fire Rescue House by giving $5. And Hoosier Park will give you $5 free play in return. So you really don't have to spend your money. All that money will go back to the Fire Rescue House. It is next Saturday, July 28th at 5:30, and we hope to see you there.
Perfect. Thank you all. We'll see you there.